Oh, let's go into a war and forget about the enemy. Scarab, you sure? Victor 2 through. Psycho Killer next up with Dreadnaught.
From the Wirral, Psycho Killer.
Took 2 months to build. The axe is powered by a wheelchair motor, ready for thrills and suspense. Hitchcock Psycho wasn't as frightening as this. Coming, mother!
Hello, we're Team Psycho Killer. This is Martin, my son, Matthew Carroll, the pilot, and myself, Steve, the captain. This is our robot, Psycho Killer. It's driven by 2 Sinclair C5 motors. Loads of power. We've got this little toothpick, which we're open to drop it down and pincer on the front of the robot. If that fails, we're hoping he'll drive up, spin over, and land in a pit.
From Nuneaton, Dreadnaught.
Using many parts from the old version of Dreadnaught, this Robot Wars vet returns with a new mechanism and motor for the forklift, a new body shell design. Opponents, your future hangs on the decision of Judge Dredd.
Hello, I'm David.
And I'm Faye.
And this is our robot Dreadnaught. We've been in 3 wars, it's our 3rd war. There's 1 or 2 changes we've made to our robot. We've had to build a new body shell after Sir Killalot was very rough with it. We've also improved the lift motors by replacing the motor with another wheelchair motor.
Again, you can't heap enough praise on the team for improving their bodywork, doing it all over again after it sustained this sort of damage. Would you really want to rebuild it all over again? The wooden base also last time was a bit of a problem.
Robot ears, stand by.
There is Psycho Killer then, with Stephen Burns, Matthew Carroll at the controls and young Martin, and Dreadnaught,
3, 2,
David and
1.
Faye Volts.
Activate.
David likes his walking and swimming and into more than a front crawl as Dreadnaught attacks from the left. Psycho Killer just eases away. Classic wedge shape, as Philippa said earlier on. I love the little furry hand on the pickaxe. Where do they dream these things up from? What strange lives our roboteers have. I wonder if it was his idea there in the middle, Stephen Burns, perhaps young Martin. He wants to be a Lego designer when he grows up. Didn't we all? Now, it's Psycho Killer away from the flame pit. Ooh, Killalot's over there. What are they doing? Driving straight towards Killalot and the gleaming eyes. And the pincer, well, there goes your weapon. Straight away. Ah, suicide. Matthew Carroll wants to be a fighter pilot. God help us if he does. Defending the realm with driving like that in the skies? Are you sure? They've got no weapon now. It's just... Look at it. What a sorry-looking thing sticking out. Looks like an earbud. Clean your ears out, let alone take Dreadnaught on. Faye likes it. David Voles at the controls. A little push of Psycho Killer. I think the heart has gone out of the Psycho Killer team. And in comes Shunt, slam. A little lift of the snow plough at the front of Shunt. Look at the damage on the side of Psycho Killer as well. A couple of dents, a couple of slices, and oh, look at that. In comes Dreadnaught again, this time trying to push up and under. Psycho Killer now driving curiously towards dead metal. It's been a nightmare for them out there. Psycho Babel, let alone Psycho Killer. The Dreadnaught team know they've got victory between their little pincer ram spiky things at the front. In comes Killalot, in comes Shunt, down comes the axe blade, pinned in there to the top slot of Psycho Killer. Such, oh, look at those slices. I don't think we've seen marks like that for a while. Under the base now of Psycho Killer, more damage. Long ago immobilised, it would seem to me. Perforated and punctured. Pinned. Pummeled. Punished. The Psycho Killer. Into the CPZ. The house robots finishing him off.
Dreadnaught victorious and through to our 2nd round.
This was classic.
We have got a lovely souvenir.
Chopped straight through it, didn't he?
It might come in handy.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, it's your own fault you're missing it. There you are lying in Florida. in the sun by the pool, and you're missing all this excitement because your team are through.
We've done it.
You've done it again.
Yes.
And unscathed, relatively.
Hardly unscathed. Hardly scratched. One or two little marks.
One or two little marks, and that's it.
We'll survive.
Okay, so you can go and put your feet up for a while then until the next round.
Through they go, Dreadnaught, with Victor 2, Trident and Ratus. In the second round, it'll be Ratus against Dreadnaught, Victor 2 against Trident. And now for the climax of the pinball.
It's our last visit to the arcades for some pinball wizardry. Will our final entry storm the leaderboard or sink into oblivion? Hey, let the trials begin.
The very last run of the pinball. Let's see how we've got on so far. Dominator setting the early pace. This was a good run. Consistent and accurate, 160 points scored. Crusader started well, but went into the pit. Daft as a brush. Eye of Newt didn't score quickly enough. Got torched by the house robots. Six Pack trundled through bravely, we thought. Not a bad run at all. Now the highlight for Kilohertz was the multi-ball release. The low point of the Kilohertz run being bashed, smashed and crashed by the house robots. Rocks 2 wasn't great. Oblivion 2, not much better. Heading for Oblivion in the Robot Wars history books. Inquisitor didn't ask too many questions. We didn't find answers there. But then a new leader emerged. The last heat saw Razor eclipse Dominator, a close shave, a Sweeney Todd chop at the other competitors, and indeed, Razor still having time for a nip at the house robots. 210 points scored, magnificent. 50 clear of Dominator. There you can see the bravery of Six Pack. But Mortis can kill off even Razor if it runs true to pedigree, with that axe and lifting arm, and quite heavy too, to dodge the house robots. The Mortis team of Rob Knight, Arthur Chilcott and Benjamin Gordon. Rob, Arthur, veterans of Robot Wars. Arthur in the middle. Rob Knight at the controls.
Roboteers, stand by.
Most sophisticated controls we've seen in Robot Wars, really.
1. Activate.
Mortis, really hungry to get out on the attack. And taking those barrels first. Well, this is an unusual route, an unusual tactic, and the sphere goes down too. Good points scored early on. Mortis needs to get out beyond the barrels, changing direction to try and dodge Killalot, veering away from the barrels. Needs to get up and over that ramp, I would think. No, deciding to go for the multi-ball release instead, using the axe just for a final blow. No targets hit. 50 points for each target. On the side wall, 75 points for the target down the bottom of the arena. More barrels here. Now up and over the ramp. This is a very, very unusual route. I don't think that'll count. They didn't complete the ramp. Taking on Killalot, that won't score you anything. Get you in trouble, I should think. Killalot has the freedom here of the whole arena. But as we speak, Razor's still looking good here, I think. Mortis, time is ticking down on you to close on that huge 210 points scored by Razor. Would he go up and over the ramp again? They've lost their way here, Mortis, after that bright opening through the car door. More points to be scored, but if they back too far in, they nearly went into the pit. They've got themselves between a rock and a hard place here. Mortis trying to get traction with the great tank tracks. Now edging towards the door. But Rob's got himself into a real pickle here. There's a brick underneath Mortis as well. Oh, came to an end prematurely, really. Good run from them, but not good enough. They enjoyed it. Opening gambit saw them take on the barrels in the top right corner of the arena. The sphere trundles its way towards a pit there. Only 60 points scored for Mortis. Big disappointment for them, down towards the bottom. Razor, though, with 210 points. Worthy champions. A brilliant run from a splendidly entertaining team. Simon Scott on the right, Vincent Blood in the middle, Ian Lewis on the left-hand side. And Razor, the Pinball Warrior Challenge champions, deservedly so.